Video to give you some additional tools for if you're joining one of the drink and draws, or if you just wanted to kind of see how I draw eyeballs or eyes. So I'm going to just do a quick little session, or a quick little how to draw eyes in my style. You can watch this. This can be a good warm-up video to go through before you join a drink and draw session. Let's just do a few different eyeballs on this guy. So sometimes I'll do an eyeball like this, or maybe an eye shaped like that. But let's just go ahead and run along with these ones and see what happens. So first, I could put an eyeball, like a pupil there. Not a pupil, sorry, the entire eye. And then a lot of times I'll do like this Pac-Man kind of look. So it's, or let's see, maybe a crescent, like a crescent moon sort of thing. And then fill in that pupil there. It's that simple. And then I like to just put a little circle there for highlight. Fill that in, and it's amazing how quickly those eyes start to make it look like it's alive. And then because most of my eyes are sunken in to the head like this, I like to do, you should probably watch my warm-up video first before you get into this, but this is my style of shading where I just lightly, it's all pressure based, so I lightly press, and I like to do a drop shadow into the eyeball, into like the eye, this eye area here. And right here it's a little darker because it's the drop shadows kind of casting a further shadow there. And then you can add like the iris, and what I usually do for an iris is I just do just like some quick lines like this. Now obviously you can go watch any video where they're going to show you how to give you the craziest details to an eyeball. I can do those, but I don't want to. This is my style, and this is how I like to do mine when I'm doing sort of a quicker kind of piece. So let's give the iris here, and really just like this, it's kind of just little back and forth lines like that. That's how I do my irises usually. Okay, let's do a little drop shadow right here. So if you do these, if you're coming into a drink and draw session, I really suggest just kind of going through these videos. I'm going to try to make a few. This is only the second one right now. You have the warm-up video, and then this drawing eyes video. But they're going to be helpful for you, and they're going to make your experience at the drink and draw even that much better. So sometimes I like to kind of do a little shadow on the outside of his iris. I don't know why. I just like the way that looks. So I've got the pupil, the iris, and then sometimes if the whole eye area that you drew is larger than you were expecting, you can kind of just draw like the actual eyeball. I don't know what the technical term for that is, but I'm sure somebody out there does, and you can just yell at your screen. And I sometimes like to just put a little shadow there on that, maybe even darken out this area. Pen's kind of running out of ink. So there you go. There's a couple of crazy looking eyes on one guy. And that's how simple my eyes in our sessions will be. And a lot of my work, I actually just do it like that. I almost always add little bags under their eyes, just for some more definition and give it a little more character. With a little shadow there, and another little shadow right here. Something kind of like that. That's actually on, that little drop shadow there is actually on the bags under the eye there. If you go underneath the bag and add even more shadow, that's the drop shadow that the bag itself is casting. Sometimes that can even give it a little more life and three-dimensional kind of look there. Sometimes, not always. Mostly, like with my style, if you're trying to work out sort of what you're creating, just keep going along with it. As you're drawing it, you might feel like, wow, that looks just awful. But if you just keep going at it, it's gonna end up turning into something that's gonna work for you. I rarely spend much time on the top part of their eyes, because I usually don't have enough room to add anything. But if there is room, then you can do something sort of similar like this. See how simple that is, the shading? I hope you went and checked out the warm-up shading part. Because this is pretty much what I do. This is how I get the images that you see, my work. This is really a brisk, this is a very quick this version of how I do it, but it's almost exactly how it goes. I just add I spend a little more time in certain areas on one of my main pieces that I sell. But as far as like method and everything, that's pretty much how you do it. So yeah, that guy could actually turn into something. I'm gonna screw it up here because I'm trying to show you some other some other ways to do it. So I know a lot of artists do this, like the cross thing, right? So let's say these eyes aren't even here anymore, and I can draw. Let's say that's his hat. This is so I can give you an example of what another trick you can use to get your eyes. I don't use this very often unless I'm doing a drawing of something that I want to be very specific. If I want it to definitely look, if the placement of the eyes need to be perfect, then I'll do what I'm about to show you. So they're just gonna say that's his hat, so that doesn't confuse you or anything. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be his face. So there's this thing that a lot of people do. You can do this, the cross sort of method. So, well, this is how I do it if I would do the sort of cross. So there's a cross. This is right kind of where the tip of the nose is, and then if you want, this way you can get your eyes to line up in the same place. So if I wanted an eye here. Eyes have all sorts of different kinds of shapes. If you want to get super realistic, you can do the standard kind of shape. I'm not into that. But that's pretty much how I would use this, I don't know, whatever you call that, this cross thing. And, then you can drop in a nose. But I'm not here to show you how to do the nose, and I don't want to show you everything all right here in this video. I just wanted to give you some ideas on how you can do, to do eyes, so that when you do come to the drink and draw session, you can you'll already be ahead of the game. Let's do him so he's looking down. Most of my drawings, it's pretty much the same sort of eyeball that I'll use. But here's another little technique. I just do a bunch of these little like C shapes, the letter C. just like that. And of course, some bags under his eyes. Do a little drop shadow here. All right, we're at 10 minutes. I wanted to keep this video just a 10-minute short video. Though these days, 10 minutes feels like a decade. I mean, it goes by so quick, but every minute counts, at least for me, even though there's not a whole lot going on. Anyway, I ramble on when I'm trying to just kind of do some doodling. You can also add little, the veins, like his bloodshot eyes. Again, if I wanted to get really detailed with these irises, you know, you can spend some real time on those. I don't find it necessary for just little doodles and drawings like this, because you look at that and you see eyes. There you go. I feel like I got something there. Thanks for watching the video, and please go sign up for a drink and draw session. I think you'll enjoy yourself if you haven't done it before. If you have done it before and you are about to do a session, I'd like to suggest for like kind of, not beginners, but you know, if you're not drawing a lot, but you just want your experience to be really fun, just come and do these little warm-up videos. They're helpful, and also it'll get you used to hearing my voice. I hate hearing my voice. I mean, most people do, but it'll get you used to the pace that I operate in, and just kind of get your hand kind of moving and grooving. So obviously you don't have to, but I just don't want anyone to show up and get lost, and I'd like the pacing of the videos to go kind of smoothly. So there you go. This is Eyes with Ty. And again, if you're doing any practicing, or you're gonna post it, you don't have to write it on your drawing, but please hashtag your post with drink and draw with Ty. All right, there you go. I'm Ty Woolley, and you can find me at artbyty.com. I appreciate you watching the video. Cheers.